repressed to expressed. Marci.
Thank you, Joseph. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. If you have ever wondered if repressed emotions from your past can affect you and cause emotional upset and pain in the present moment, and if so, what can you do to support yourself and your overall well-being, then this talk is for you. When we overcome the emotions that tether us to our past, and we can look back at our past with a greater level of consciousness, awareness, energy, or emotional state, we can then see the purposeful good in the painful or challenging events of our lives. That's a quote from Dr. Joe Dispenza. Today, I'll be sharing with you how I learned to uncover the repressed emotions that were controlling my life and leaving me powerless, to learning how to express them in healthier ways so that I could feel more balanced and in control when life's unexpected challenges present themselves, as they often do. It was a typical Tuesday night. I had just settled into bed to read a chapter of my book before calling it a day, and my phone binged. I looked at my phone and I saw it was a message from one of my mother's good friends. I was totally unaware of what was about to happen next. The text read, "Marci, I think your mother is out using again." What? But she's been doing so good, I remember thinking to myself, knowing deep down that it was only a matter of time before it happened again. If you have ever had a family member struggle with a drug addiction, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. I felt a pit in my stomach and my mind raced. And then something strange began to happen. My mind went to planning her funeral over and over and over again. I couldn't get it to stop. It was as though I had no control over the thoughts in my head. After 30 years of struggling with a crack cocaine addiction and being 65 years old, any time she slips back into her addiction could very well be her last. As I lied there, a familiar feeling of helplessness just washed over me. I was desperately praying for her safety, and after what seemed like a very long while, I finally cried myself to sleep. After a restless night, I woke up in the morning and there was just this dense, heavy feeling that covered my entire body. Even though I just wanted to stay in bed and pull the covers over my head and hide, I made myself get up and go to work. Feeling completely numb and listless, I went about my day as best as I could, trying to hide the emotional turmoil that I was experiencing from within. Then, out of nowhere, it hit me. This flood of emotions that took my breath away. My chest felt like it was caving in on me and my head was pounding. What is happening to me? Then the realization set in. I'm having a panic attack. Now, this was not a first for me. However, it had been a while since I had an attack like this one. And thankfully, I had a few tools in my tool belt from my mindfulness training to support me through this discomfort that I was experiencing. After a few days passed, I was sharing what I had been through with my life coach, Allison. And during that session, I had a huge aha moment. I was still quite distraught when I was explaining to her what had happened to me. And I wanted to know, why did I lose complete control over my mind and my body? Have you ever wondered that too? Then she said something to me that hit me like a ton of bricks. She said, "Marci, how many times have you had to grieve the loss of a loved one that is still alive?" What? I never thought of that before. My mind traced back to so many moments when my mother was lost in her addiction. Sometimes months or even years would go by. I wouldn't hear from her, having no idea where she was or if I'd ever see her again. So not only was I experiencing the pain from the present moment awareness, my body was bringing to the surface all of the grief, the sadness, anxiety, worry, abandonment, helplessness, fear, and anger from my past, of every moment and every memory that I witnessed my mother battle her addiction, reliving it in my body as though it happened just yesterday. Could that be? Remember in the beginning, I shared with you the wise words from Dr. Joe Dispenza that by overcoming the emotions of our past and looking back with a greater level of consciousness, we can see the purposeful good in the painful challenges that we experience. Well, this one event, as challenging as it was for me, it was actually a huge blessing in disguise. It was shortly after this that I began searching for ways to support my mind and my body in releasing the repressed emotions from my past that still had control over my emotional state. It's what led me to discovering the subconscious imprinting technique, a technique that works with the subconscious mind and the nervous system to help release unexpressed emotions, memories, and unresolved trauma that could be negatively impacting one's life today. As a result of this discovery, I am happy to share that that was my last panic attack. And since then, I've been able to help people in over 400 sessions, just like me, release these trapped emotions in their body. By releasing trapped emotions in healthy ways, such as using the subconscious imprinting technique, we can support ourselves in feeling more balanced, more in control, and better able to respond versus react, allowing the body and mind to feel more safe and grounded in the present moment, even when life's unexpected challenges arise. Thank you.